everybody. Thanks for waiting.
東京にある豪徳寺というお寺があります。その豪徳寺、招き猫がとても招き猫で発祥の地と言われているお寺でして、ヒコニャンも一度お邪魔しております。そうなんです。お邪魔させていただきまして、待ってますね。お邪魔させていただきまして、招き猫さんもね、豪徳寺に来てまいりました。さあ、そこがね、とても深い関わりがあることから、ヒコニャン招き猫さんがモデルとなって誕生しております。ぜひね、ちょっとヒコニャンのご案内たくさんしているんですけれども、まあ一つそれから一緒に残ったものを覚えて帰っていただけたらと思いますので、よろしくお願いいたします。はい、ということでね、おせんべいの舞が終わりまして、待ってたよ、
He's holding a rice cracker.
おせんべいの舞してます。はい、なっておりまして、はい、そろそろ次、ちょっとヒコニャン、じゃあ次のご紹介お願いします。
Hello, everybody. Hi, Maggie, Bonnie, Steve, Richard, Spirit Wolf, Tracy, Sarah, and the girls: Susan, Faith, Chelsea, Luke, Dr. M, Sharon, Carol, Christine, Anita, Luke. Hello. Hi, Jean. Hi, Melissa, Ollie, Memphis, Stephen, Jubilee, Mark, Margaret, Lynn. Hello. Hi, Greg. Hi, Wanderer. Oh, what now? This is Hikonyan. He's very hungry right now. Hi, Iwa and Daniel. 3, 2, 1.
次ご紹介するならどら焼きだけの方がいいと思う。
Konnichiwa, Hikonyan. 3, 2, 1. He's holding a Japanese rice cracker and a Japanese pancake. Hi, Karen. She's saying, choose one. He wants the pancake. Doriyaki, yep.
それではちょっとね、これはご紹介していきます。一番あちらからご紹介になります。どら焼きです。
It's got azuki bean inside, red bean paste.
たくさん詰まっております。
I don't know why he's showing everyone the inside though, but very cute. Hi, Turquoise. Hi, Sue. Kamui, hello.
ありがとうございます。ぜひね、どうぞお客様、ヒコニャン今、どら焼きのご紹介しておりますので、よかったら中でどら焼きのご紹介見ていってください。はい、あんとたっぷりです。あんこ食べないよ、ヒコニャン。それもどら焼きじゃなくてあんこだから。どら焼きはこう。
Ooh, you think red bean's better than custard? Yeah, I'm for custard, but red bean for doriyaki is good. Hi, Lily and Sue and Lenka. This is Hikonyan of Hikone Castle. We're just going to stay with him for 5 or 10 more minutes. He finishes in 10 minutes. And then we'll continue the tour, but this is a rare chance. He thinks it's funny to show you the inside of his bean bun. Hi, Lenka and Jess. 3, 2, 1.
今ね、先ほどまで私がヒコニャンのご紹介をしております。今ね、ヒコニャンの番でおやつのご紹介に移っております。
So that's the thing about Hikonyan. So throughout the pandemic, he's not been coming out every day. He's been very rare, just Sundays, maybe Saturdays and Sundays occasionally for the last year. Before that, he wasn't coming out at all. And as of the last month, he's been coming out every day. He's hiding the doriyaki under his bib. Yes, we're very lucky. And especially for it to happen towards the end of Heygo, this is very lucky. He's not a street performer, he's a Japanese mascot. All of the kind of companies, cities, castles, towns, everyone has a mascot. And this one is a little white cat. So if you didn't know if it was a seal or what, it's a cat. Official mascot, yeah.
お写真の撮り方もね、ちょっといろいろありまして、例えばちょっと手を前に出していただいて、手取りひこにゃんとか、あとつまみひこにゃんとか、遠近法を使った撮り方などもありますので、上手にね、ひこにゃんのお散歩のタイミングに合わせてシャッターをしていただけたらと思います。
He was in Osaka 2 weeks ago. There was a special event, I think, a mascot event.
なんかまたおせんべいに変わってる。
So he's a little white cat and he was created in 2007. Oh, Dango. Nice. So cute. So he was created in 2007 to celebrate 400 years since the castle here was complete. And he was designed to be a cat wearing a little helmet based on the Naotaka E clan. Look how cute. Today's got energy. 3, 2, 1. The legend says that many, many moons ago, the first lord of the castle was looking for refuge during a thunderstorm, and a little tiny white cat saved him. 3, 2, 1. A little tiny white cat suggested that he go to a nearby temple for safety. And it is said that he was protected from being killed in a terrible thunderstorm at the time. So that is why they've decided to go for a white cat. Hi, Yulani. Hi, Anna. He's so hungry today. He's saying he wants to share it with everybody. That's why he's got so many. Senbei, dorayaki, and dango. Dorayaki is the pancake, or senbei. Senbei is the cracker, the big brown thing. And the 3 little balls on top of each other are rice balls made of mochi, and they are called dango. Super cute. The first time I saw him, so I'd been here for 2.5 years before I saw him because of the pandemic. So I was squealing and I was almost crying with happiness. So I've been looking to see this guy for so long. Senbei. Senbei. Dango. Dango. Hi, KL. I'm just going to stay here until he says goodbye, I think, and then we'll carry on to the castle. So, welcome everybody. My name is MissKendalJames, and I'm very happy to have you here today. Welcome to some of the last tours on Heygo, and welcome to the final tour of Hikone Castle. He's so cute, isn't he? Oh, he can't reach. Too many snacks. 3, 2, 1. Too cute. Ganbatte, Hikonyan. 3, 2, 1. Such serious face. Thank you so much, Barbara. That's kind of you. Hi, Mara. Nice to see you. Hi, Tony. Strokes the chin. What do I do? He's got an idea. An idea. I got an idea. I know what to do. Power up. He's going to power up. Hi, Gerald. She says, don't worry, we'll see if you can do it. You can do it, Hikonyan. Come on, don't look at her. Don't look at her. You can do it. He wants her to get the food for him. There we go. Friends. She's taking the snacks. She says there's not enough time for more snacks. Oh, the face. Oh. This is the most snacks I've ever seen him with. Normally he just has one snack. Oh, Sharon's doing sad crying. Oh, he's got to return them because there's not much time. Poor Neko-chan. So, Nyan is an onomatopoeia for the sound the cat makes. Meow, meow, meow. Nyan, nyan, nyan in Japanese. Oh, he's posing. Look at his little feet. So cute. Cheesy. Oh, thank you. He's just posing along so we can get our final pictures. Bowing. 3, 2, 1. 2, 1. Oh, that's a good idea. Sorry, 1 second. Say bye-bye. She says, "Iranai yo. You don't need the senbei. You don't need the senbei." Hi, Joe. Hi, Cheryl. He's so hungry today. Bye-bye. Chris. Bye-bye, little Hikonyan. Bye-bye. He's still looking at the snacks bag. Still got to get the snacks bag. Yeah, right? I know how it feels too. He wants the dorayaki. Bye-bye, cutie pie. Look at the little one. So cute. Look at that. Arms are flailing. What a butterfly. Bye-bye. Oh, he does a really cute pose over here. Let me see if I can go over. 1 second. He's really cute over here. He does one last bow. Let me see if I can get him over here. Butterfly run, good description now. Oh, he's got to have his little shoes. Can't get his... Oh. Arigatou gozaimasu. You can do it. Oh. Kawaii. Oh my goodness, what a butterfly. Well, you guys, you had a very special treat here to see Hikonyan today. Congratulations. Omedetou gozaimasu. Bye-bye. Always performing right till the end. Don't worry, you'll see him on YouTube with me. Give me a little follow, linktr.ee/MissKendalJames. Makane, bye-bye. Bye-bye, cutie pie. Oh my gosh, that's too much. Oh, he doesn't want to leave us either. What a good sport today. Bye-bye, kitty cat. How cute was that? Well, welcome to my channel, everybody. That was the first time we've had a Hikonyan intro, I think. We had once a Hikonyan tour. So, yeah, Lynn here has just said, cry with joy. The first time I presented him on Heygo was the first time I'd ever seen him, and I was crying with happiness. I just couldn't believe it. It was one of the most wonderful times. Anyway, you guys have seen him now. You've seen the official mascot of Hikone Castle. Hello. My name is Kendall, and it is very nice to have you here for the final trip to Hikone Castle. I'm guessing that most of you, some are in Canada. I hope some of you are in Australia and maybe Asia. But I'm guessing that most of you might be early birds in the UK or, somewhere in the Pacific. So we're going to go to the side. This tour is always a little bit different. We always see some different things. If there's something that you're missing that you'd hoped to see, then you might like to check out my other tours on YouTube that also feature Hikone Castle in a variety of different lights and seasons. But today it is very near the end of cherry blossom season, sakura season. So what I'm going to do is show you around the external moat. After, we're going to come back in, and I'm going to climb the big old hill, Mount Kinki, up there, and we're going to go and see the castle and the castle grounds. But we're having a simple version of the tour today because you guys were super lucky to go and get to see little Hikonyan just there. So I'm going to walk you around the outside just a little bit to get you some of the perfect postcards where we experience the cherry blossoms just here as they're disappearing. They're all falling to the ground now. And then I'm going to take you all the way up to see some more cherry blossoms. It might rain, but I think it's more likely that cherry blossoms will fall on my head, which is pretty cute. Almost midnight in San Francisco. Thank you very much, Maggie, for staying awake for this. And look, there are just heaps and heaps of cherry blossoms that have fallen. And they're normally quite white when they're in bloom, but they're changing to pink just before they descend. They start off a little bit pink and they finish a little bit pink. Hello, Danger Princess, Caroline S. You actually just missed Hikonyan. But don't worry, I think I'm going to cut that little clip and put it on YouTube in its own right, I think, because it was just so cute. We got the cutest pictures. So here we have the internal moat of Hikone Castle, and we also have some lovely canal boats just coming through this way as well. It's 1,500 yen to go on a canal boat. Not really sure where you're all living, but that is about $13.50 American, 15 Canadian, and in British money, that's approximately a tenner. Now, I'm British, so that's why I say tenner, not £10. Let me see if I can get you a little shot of this canal boat with a couple of blossoms in the way as well. That would be a nice shot, wouldn't it? Especially with a bridge in the background. So let's see what I can acquire. So I'm an artist that's been living in Japan for 3.5 years. So I fancy that I might have my eye on a few, oh look, he looks so laid back, on a few nice examples of artistic postcards for you. So we'll just wait for this to come through. You might be able to see little specks of white flying past your screen, and that is the cherry blossoms falling. So here we go. Try and get you a little something artistic. If you are in not America, then or not in the Americas, then hopefully you'll be able to stay awake and catch this area at nighttime later. It all gets lit up, and it's quite beautiful. Quite beautiful. As you can see in the distance, there are lots of cherry blossoms over that way too. They are fading. They're fading. They're getting a little bit small and wispy, but we have still got lots of very nice ones to have a look at. So let's go and enjoy those, as well as learning a little bit about Hikone Castle and its grounds. The original daimyo lord of Hikone Castle was I Naotaka, and the final one was I Naosuke. We'll show the night tour on YouTube. Sharon, I would hesitantly like to say yes. However, the other day at the end of my 12-hour tour, I came here and I found out that Heygo has accidentally lost the sixth part of my 12-hour tour. So the whole of the nighttime bit is missing. So if it's available to download and hasn't gone missing, then yes, I will. But at very, very least, I will put an edited video that I've created. So you'll be able to see it on YouTube in one way or another, unless something drastic happens to my phone. But let's hope that doesn't happen. So if you're new to Heygo, sorry, because it's ending soon. It's ending on Tuesday next week. But if you are new, you can go ahead and take postcards using a little button in the middle or the bottom of your screen, depending on what kind of device you are looking at. Oh, Sharon says, this was my second ever tour with you over 4 months ago. Nice to come back. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for your tip. That's very kind of you to contribute to my final paycheck on Heygo like that. Thank you very much, as well as my costs. So what was your first tour with me, Sharon? Aren't they beautiful? I know many people desperately long to come and see the cherry blossoms in Japan. It's one of the most beloved areas of the world that you could come and possibly experience cherry blossoms. But some people get so unlucky because there's a window of time in which they could bloom. It's usually within about 4 weeks. This year, they were not in the middle of it. They were a week early. So last year, they actually continued to bloom until the 8th or the 11th in this particular area. But this year, here it is on the 6th, and they have already ceased to bloom and are starting to fall. So it's not little bits of chewing gum on the ground. It's loads of little blossoms. A little bit more romantic if you think about it as blossoms rather than little bits of chewing gum. I've got my hiking boots on to get myself all the way up the hill for you. Let's have a look. And if you do like me, then do consider giving me a follow on linktr.ee/MissKendalJames. Not sure if you can hear in the background, there's some drumming. Actually, the drumming is part of a kind of monkey show that is on right now. I'm not going to show you the monkey show, but usually outside castles in Japan, especially during festival seasons, such as flowers blooming in the area, or a summer festival, autumn leaf festival. They say festival, it kind of just means a celebration of that event. To come and experience it. They have monkey shows. So, and it's not necessarily what we're into from where we live, but I don't know what to say. Maybe the monkeys are cared for better than they would have been otherwise. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not showing it on my tour, but if you hear drumming in the background, that's what it is. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Debbie. Nice to see you. Thank you, Carrie and Margaret, as well, for your tips. That's so kind of you. Now, I'm about to buy my ticket to get in. The ticket is 800 yen, and it gets you into the garden and up to the castle. You can also go inside the castle, but we're not going to go inside the castle today because we're going to enjoy these lovely blossoms falling off of the trees. Can you see them? It looks a bit like snow on your screen. So when we go up a bit high, we'll see even more falling. Oh, one nearly flew right into you guys. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Suzanne. Nice to see you. When we go up higher, there'll be a little bit more wind, so we'll be able to see even more falling, which will be quite romantic, I think. So we've got another, we've got another just under an hour left together. This is Hikone Jo. Jo is what you say when you connect the name of a castle to the word castle, it becomes something Jo to mean it's the name of the castle, such as Warwick Castle in the UK. So Warwick Jo, Warwick Jo. But in Japanese, the word for castle is shiro, or shiro, because we add an honorific because castles are special. But here it will say Hikone Jo, that just means Hikone Castle. Okay? Hi, nice to see you, Andrea. So Ii Naomasa, one of the top 4 generals in the Tokugawa army, distinguished himself in the Battle of Sekigahara in the 1600s. For this, he was awarded Sawayama Castle, which had been the castle of the defeated general Ishida Mitsunari. Naomasa was transferred to that castle, which had been destroyed at the time of war in 1601. Although he planned to build a new castle, he died of battle wounds before being able to complete his plan. His son, Naotsugu, carried out his father's wish and began to build Hikone Castle in 1603. The shogun Ieyasu then sent the minister of construction and the 12 lords from 7 provinces to assist with construction. The hilltop castle of Mount Hikone was completed in 1622 after 20 years of work. The area is 0.25 square kilometers, the circumference is 4 kilometers, the height is 50 meters, And the main castle tower, the Tenshukaku, the Tenbin Tower, Taikomon Tower, Sanju Tower, and Sawaguchi Tamon Tower were designated important cultural assets in 1951. The main castle tower was redesignated as a national treasure in 1952, and the complete castle area became a special place of historical interest in 1956. The stable was designated an important cultural asset in 1963, and Hikone Castle, this is the most important thing, special for you guys, Hikone Castle has been designated as one of the 100 best sightseeing spots in the entirety of Japan. So it's a very special place to get to bring you to. And if you do ever come to Japan and you find yourself in Kyoto, as so many foreign people will, please do carry on with your JR Rail Pass, which I'm sure you'll have purchased. Carry on. Just get on one simple train and you can take yourself all the way to Hikone for not very much money. That'll be about $10 or £8 or so, just a little bit under that. And 50 minute journey. Now I'm looking over this way because this is the stable. This is the last kind of stable like this, of this type remaining in Japan actually. So it's preserved very carefully. Hello, Chandra. Nice to see you again. How are you, lovely? I want to check on all of the guides and check that you're all doing all right, because it's a big old lot of things we've got to deal with. This knowing that it's closing. Now we are stood right here, and just this way. This is a long straight road. Basically, all you have to do here, straight road, a little bit over. Straight line for 10 to 15 minutes, 10 fast legs, 15 little legs, all the way to Hikone Castle. So it's nice and simple. You don't have to struggle too much. There are coin lockers everywhere. There are toilets everywhere. Some aspects, it seems to say there are elevators, but I think that might just relate to the museum, if I'm honest. Oh, 1 second. I've spotted a nice view over here. Now, it's a little bit humid in this muggy, gonna rain kind of way, but I don't think it is actually going to rain. I've checked the forecast, but I'm carrying my brolly around just in case. There's a few extra lovely views for you. Why are they closing? Do you mean why is Heygo closing? Or why is Hikone Castle closing? Hikone Castle isn't. Why is Heygo closing? Heygo is closing because it's not profitable. Since everybody else has come back, has started going back to work generally, of course, perhaps not us. I'm freelance. I've always been working, but some people can't go to work for all kinds of reasons. And those are generally, it's not a blanket excuse, the people that are left on Heygo, and so there's just not enough money for it. And even with the funding, it got loads of funding back in August of about 20 million, but the people that bought Heygo found that it wasn't to be profitable, so they don't want to keep it, which is a shame. Hi, Ginny. Right, over here is the building for the museum, but we're not going to go into that building. We're not allowed to go in there with filming, but it is very, very, very good, and you can buy a ticket that will allow you to experience seeing lots of samurai swords and all kinds of things. It's awesome. Oh, Maggie's been treating these last tours now as a kind of early birthday present. Maggie, did you say that your birthday is the day after Heygo closes? You're a May baby. Okay, you're a May baby. Right. I'm just getting... Oh, dropped my umbrella. Right. I'm getting my sketchbook out because I want to show you guys something. Excuse me. Right, later at the top, I'm staying at the top after, and I'm going to draw a picture into my book. But what I'm going to show you guys is the stamps. So if you do come to Japan, you can collect stamps in the train stations around the area. So for starters, I've got some drawings in my sketchbook. I'll just show you a little blossom here. I didn't put that there. May 15th, come find me on YouTube and get me to sing to you or something. So I live down here in Moriyama, just in this kind of area. And right now we are over here in Hikone. And if you were to go to Kyoto, it would be about here, okay? And you travel by JR, Japan Rail. Here are a couple of different stamps. Look, a Gulliver's Travel stamp. Isn't that really cool? We got that on my 12-hour tour. But this today was my first tour in Omihachiman. I'm going to take you back here for nighttime later. So if you want to see a very special light up cherry blossom nighttime experience, do please come to that. and a little stamp. That one didn't show up so well, but then I went to Azuchi Castle just now to tell people all about everything in between where I live and where we are right now. So we've got one of the symbols from one of the warlords of the time, and Azuchi just here. So these are from the train stations. That sketch is not quite finished, but I was enjoying doing that. And I'd like to draw Hikone Castle just here, but there's also a little stamp here. So I'm going to collect this little stamp and add it. As you can see, little tiny Hikonyan is just here. So he's very, very sweet. I think you might agree. Oh, he says, wow. Oh, Suzanne says, very lovely drawings, and I don't remember getting stamps at train stations. That is fair enough, lovely. A lot of people wouldn't, especially if you went to, if you just went to Tokyo. I went to Tokyo 2 weeks ago, and I noticed it was quite hard to get a hold of stamps. You can, they are there, they do exist, but you have to ask for them. Because Tokyo is so busy, they don't just have them out really easily. But all you have to do is say, "Stampu wa arimasu ka?" You just have to ask for the stamp. My notebook is A5 size, lovely. Let me show you one I did get in Tokyo. I got this, look, fox stamps. Those were pretty cool, but I didn't get the train station stamps, unfortunately. My notebook, just in case you'd like to know, Karin, is a brand called Art Creation. They come in all kinds of different colors, and the paper's really nice, but it's not very suitable for watercolor. Okay. Now, let's just have a look. Hi, everybody. If you're just coming in, welcome. You've actually missed Hikonyan, but you're all right because you haven't missed seeing the castle, but you are going to have to experience me climbing up really high, unfortunately. So I'm just going to get my money out of my bag. You know what? I'm also going to have a little sip of water because we want the guides looked after, especially as I'm doing a 14-hour tour guiding day today with you guys. Is it easier to travel to Hikone Castle by train from Kyoto or Nagoya Airport? I would say KIX, Kansai International Airport. That's in Osaka. Kyoto doesn't exactly have an airport, but it's got Osaka's smaller airport, which you could use. But I would say go from KIX, and you can almost go straight through from KIX. Nagoya also works. It's nice and close. And also, actually, I recommend Nagoya Airport. What's the name? Churumai. I can't remember the name of it. But I would recommend that airport because it's actually the nicer airport. So Nagoya is good for this location. Nagoya is good. Generally, the trains are very, very good. But apart from they are late often. So I don't really care what other people say. They are late. It doesn't matter where you live. They are late, and they can be drastically late because wherever you are, things are going to walk into the tracks. Animals, people, stuff, all kinds of things are going to go into the tracks. So who knows? All right, everybody. I'm dressed as a pirate artist today, so enjoy that. And let's go and get our ticket. Thank you very much for bearing with me. Definitely take care of yourself. Thank you. Evelyn, don't worry. You missed the Hikonyan, but I'm gonna cut that section definitely and put it on YouTube. Also, I've got my own little videos I took beforehand, so you can check them out. So give me a follow. If you could type in linktr.ee / MissKendalJames. Just spell my name with one L, okay? The very same way as it's spelled here. And then you can catch up with all the things I'm doing. You can also buy me a coffee if you like, in the form of a chocolate bar, I think it says. And you can sponsor me there, so you can continue your sponsorships in that way if you would like, and you get all of the same perks. And let me just remind you, here's a little kind of letter from me explaining those things. Okay, I'm going to get my tickets. Just a minute. こんにちは。大人、お城と庭お願いします。一人です。ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。Thank you. いいですか？どうぞ。ありがとうございます。 Okay, so here they have plastic bags for you to take to put your shoes in. But I'm not going into the castle today. You'll have to check out my YouTube videos for that. It takes a long time and it's pretty dangerous. But I am going to grab an English flyer just here. In fact, I've just grabbed 3 because I want to give a couple to my sponsors as well. These flyers are in all kinds of languages because this is one of 100 of the best places you can even come to in Japan, full stop. So you should. Do I post Christmas cards on Etsy? If you've got requests for Christmas cards, come Christmas time, let me know. If you let me know at the end of summer, I'll arrange that for you, no problem. You can commission anything from me anytime, Lynn, anytime. Just send me a message and we can do it outside of Etsy or something, do it on PayPal if you're comfortable with that. Thank you very much, Karin, for your contribution to my costs today. That is very kind of you. Hello, Deborah. Ginny, lovely, nice to see you. I hope you're well. Now, anyone who has come on these tours before knows that I like to go and troop all the way up this hill, and then I'm a huffy mess at the top. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should, so I'm going to do my best to take it slow. Slow and steady wins the race this time. I practiced that yesterday when I did this tour for everyone that was awake at a sane time in America. And it actually went quite well. I could breathe when I got to the top. So I'm gonna keep doing that. It's never too late to learn to look after yourself, is it? So keep on going. As you can see, there are a lot of steps. The hill that we're climbing up is 100 meters tall. It used to be called Mount Kinki, so Kinki Yama. Yama is mountain in Japanese, and the kanji looks a little bit like a mountain as well. And Kinki, Kinki, refers to this area of Japan. We call it Kansai ourselves, this kind of region that includes Kyoto and Osaka, Wakayama, Hyogo, Nara, and Shiga, where we are right now. But the old word for it is Kinki, which was very funny the first time I heard it, I can tell you that. Thank you, Diane and Marilyn. No, Sharon, you will notice that a lot, especially the historical buildings, generally are not accessible for handicapped people. However, there are exceptions, and the exceptions are done incredibly well. I can definitely say that. There are exceptions. There are castles with elevators inside. There are castles with big ramps on the outside as well. So there are exceptions, but not this one, I'm afraid. If I'm correct, I think Nagahama Castle and Himeji Castle, sorry, not Himeji, definitely not Himeji. Maybe. Nagahama and Hiroshima Castle, those ones are suitable for people who have a handicap. And there's a ramp and an elevator for you. Yes, it is nice. It is nice. It's very expensive to do that kind of thing, unfortunately. And of course, there are all kinds of... it's a national cultural site, right? And some of them are World Heritage sites. So there are so many things you just can't do to the building that would disturb the fabric of the building. And so it's a difficult process. It's already expensive. And then that just increases so much more, doesn't it? Oh, it still is very high. Hi, Wendy. Nice to see you. Thank you all for booking and joining here. Now, I've got English notes with me, but you'll find that I mostly speak about these castles and things off the top of my head because I know and love them so well. So I know right now that we are coming up to a special bridge, but the bridge has been designed, or was designed way back when, 400 years ago, so that if there was an incoming attack, they could basically knock these down, so chop, chop, push them away, and the bridge would collapse. And after that, if they were still worried that the enemy would climb up, they could burn the bridge after. So that's one way to burn a bridge, I suppose. So in the walls just behind where those struts are, you can see these big dents. And that's where the struts would have been pushed into the walls. But these days, they have bolted them into position so that everybody is safe to clamber over it today. I think in here is the one for this one. Okay, I am huffing a little bit, but I think that was much more successful than if I was huffing and stopping and huffing and stopping. I've climbed many hills today for Heygo. I already did the whole of Azuchi Castle ruins as well, and I took everybody to Omihachiman Canal, and after I'm staying on here after to show you this, not this particular area, but down by the moat to show you it at nighttime. And there's a bit of a kind of food festival and a kind of food and music and lights thing for the cherry blossoms. And also you'll get to see the exterior wall of the castle as well, which is also lit up really, really beautifully before I dash along to Omihachiman Canal. Now over here we have a gate, which it's named after a tenbin scale. Tenbin is a balance scale, and I'll read the information about that in just a moment. And actually, it's part of what makes this whole castle a Frankenstein castle. So many elements of this castle have been taken from other castles around Japan. This one in particular, this gate, was taken from Nagahama Castle in the north area, just after Maebar. Maebar is also the stopping point. If you are going to come from Nagoya or Tokyo, you will stop in Maebar before you carry on to Kyoto and Osaka. Good morning, Wendy, and hi, Helen. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you. I'm always happy when I can help people in Australia on Heygo get to see good and interesting tours. Because it's a bit of struggle, isn't it, for some of us to catch really cool tours if they're close to our time zone, so they're in our day if we're working or we've got carers coming in or something. And other than that, they might be in the middle of our night, so it's a nightmare. Hi, Agnes. Nice to see you. So it's really quiet around here right now. It really wasn't during the week. Even yesterday, it was much busier. But it is quiet. Oh, my heart is racing. Let me see. I've only got 76. My heart rate is only at 76, so I don't really know why it's going dun, 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 dun. First of all, let me just say, please note that the walls over here have a curve. That is also a defensive mechanism to make it more difficult to climb up, which I think is a bit like anti-trespass, anti-climb paint that you might find in some public buildings and things wherever you live. I'm going to walk you over here to the left first because I want you to see some of the cherry blossoms before they disappear. After this week, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be around, to be honest. And this is one of the old bell sites, so I'm going to show you a bell in a little while. But the bell used to be over here, aside from whenever it was rung 5 times throughout the day. It couldn't actually, because of this particular location and the acoustics, the bell sound couldn't actually reach far enough to be satisfactory within the town. So the bell site has been moved, and I'll show you that very shortly. Look, blossom crevice. Cute. And we are right next to Lake Biwa, the largest lake in Japan. They say largest freshwater lake, but I'm pretty sure it's just the largest lake, full stop. So I'm going to give you a little look out. It's a little bit misty today, but, we might as well get another look at the lake if I can squeeze it in. The blossoms are falling all around us. Can you see them like snow? I'll try and get you into a kind of darker spot in a bit. You might be able to see something that looks a little bit like glitter on your screen. Yeah, look, we've got quite a nice view actually. So when I take you around a different route in a moment, we're actually going to get quite a lovely view of the lake, I think. And it's so nice to go swimming in the lake. You can't go swimming at all parts, but there are designated swimming beaches. And I love it. Apart from I wear a bikini and everybody else wears everything. They wear all of their clothes. It looks like Victorian England. Thank you, Andrea. That's very nice of you to leave me a tip. Thank you. I'll go and get a little close-up on some of these blossoms. Yes, Karen asked a lovely question. There's some kind of hawks flying above us, by the way. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, so Karen has said, are there any nice flowers that come after the cherry blossoms? There are so many. It actually blows my mind. There is not a single month in Japan that you do not find yourself in awe of the flowers. It's really incredible. I'm looking through my Heygo archives so that I can put lots of lovely videos of previous years. I think kind of coming up next is azalea this next month, and in a month and a half or so we've got the start of hydrangeas blooming. It's just gorgeous. And then, you know, there's cosmo flowers and just so many, and they literally grow along roadsides. It's really wonderful because Japanese people love to celebrate the seasons with that. Now this whole tree here, it just looks like a cascade of snow. It looks so gorgeous. Karen says, I swim like it's Victorian England too. Now, do you do that because you're self-conscious of your body or because you're afraid of getting a tan? Because Japanese people kind of do it for both reasons, which I think is really funny because they all have loads of baths with each other naked. So to be self-conscious of your body but happy to go naked, I think is a bit of a weird one. Yeah, Suzanne says, my brother in Yokohama posts a lot of flower pictures on Instagram. Suzanne, did you see I spent a whole day in Yokohama 2.5 weeks ago. I've put all of the tours on YouTube, so do check them. You want me to touch the flower? No problem. I'm going to do it gently though, because I don't want to damage them. He. There's 8 tours, Suzanne. Now, what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to let you guys have a shot of me in front of the flower, because the flower like it's one, in front of this white one, because it looks all white. I'm kidding. Sorry, I could not resist. Because my clothes kind of match it today. So let me see. It's probably not going to be very nice. I wouldn't normally like to do this, but it's the end of Heygo, so I'll treat you. 1 second, let me have a little view. Is that going to be good? Is that going to be good? I don't really know. Let's just give it a go, shall we? It might not be good at all. So I'll be back in just a second. I'll do some poses for you. I'll pretend I'm Hikonyan or something. There you go. It's my Japanese life poses. I can tell exactly where I learnt those from the Hikonyan himself. Let's have a look. You are lucky. Chrissy says that was fun. Karen says you are lucky. You're lucky with the flowers. Do you have magnolia too? Yes, and let me tell you a little thing about the magnolia. Karen says, I do it for both reasons too. We have the highest rate of skin cancer here, so a lot of people cover up for the beach these days. That's true in Australia. Yeah, well, that's what you get for living in a gorgeously sunny place. But that sucks, doesn't it? That sucks. But Japanese people are very scared of skin cancer, even if it's not prevalent here. But then it's definitely not prevalent here because they're wearing everything. They're wearing socks on every part of their body. I'm not even kidding. There's special arm socks, leg socks, head socks, wrist socks. There's all kinds of socks for all parts of your body. Let me see. Do you have magnolias? Yes. There are 2 Ginny Bees. Yeah, you're the one that's got the Ginny Bee face. The Ginny Bee face I know. So got it. Phew. Got it. I think Lisa saw the other Ginny Bee earlier and felt sad because she thought you'd removed your face and everything in some kind of memorial of Heygo. So I'm glad that hasn't. Hello, G Brown, UK. Well, Ginny Bee is, I can't remember the last name. Sorry, Ginny. I don't have a memory that does things like that. I remember your beautiful face. That's all. She's also in the UK. Oi is afraid of getting tanned. People generally look for something they don't have. Ah, so you do have a tan. I love a tan. So I'm always like, ooh, give me the tan. Ooh, give me the freckles. But I realize you should be careful because skin cancer is no joke. For serious, it's no joke. Okay. One is Ginny Brown with an E. One is Ginny Brown with no E. This is really confusing. I don't know what to say, but I think we should have a party and celebrate because more Ginnies sounds great to me. Hi, Mariam. Nice to see you. Now. Let me come up to this Tenbin Yagura gate. So can you see how it kind of mimics a balance scale? If you think of Libra, the star sign. Too late to add your face. Okay. No worries. Here we've got lots of gacha toys. These are little plastic kits of toys that there's kind of a little ball that's made of plastic with another plastic thing inside. There are some really cool things in there. This is a stamp, I think. How cool is that? It'll just stamp loads of little Hikonyans for you to colour in. It's just genius. I love it. I do love it. Look at this little bag. Look at that. That's so good. Sharon has a cat face. Yes, exactly, Ginny. More gin. Good idea. Good idea. Go up this way. Bear with me. Okay, so it's called the Tenbin Yagura Balance Scale Tower, an important cultural asset. It is said that this tower was moved from Otomon, the front gate of Nakahama Castle, originally built for Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and it was called Tenbin Yagura because it looked like a balance scale, which is a tenbin. This structure is thought to be the only example of its type in Japan. The stones to the right side of the tower wall are built up in the style of Gobozumi, but the left side has been reconstructed from the base and layered in the style of Otoshizumi. Yeah, both Sharons have a cat image. You guys aren't very original, are you? I'm kidding. I'm teasing. But I'm liking it. Oh, look, in one screenshot, I can get 2 Ginnies and 2 Sharons. You bet I just did it. I like it. And because of Ginny's picture, Ginny Guide picture, it looks like she's the leader of you all. I like it. So here we have Hikone City in the distance. Actually, Hikone City has only been designated as a city since about 80 years ago. Before that, it was a town that was built up from about 150 years ago. And before that, I guess, a kind of village in the works. All the way around Shiga, there are so many great mountains to climb. In fact, all the way around Japan, which is very, very nice. But I'm going to take you up a little bit higher so that we can get even better views of the lake. And of course, you guys are here to see the lovely castle. So let's do that. If you come to Japan, sorry if you're in a wheelchair, you're going to need someone to help you over these. If you manage to get some hunk to carry you all the way up the mountain. That's a good idea, I think. And then you need that hunk to carry you up over this bit. Usually it's a bit disrespectful to step on that wooden bit in the middle of the gate. In the middle of the entranceway, it's a bit like if you step on the middle of one in between Tori, which is the big red gates that you see around places. Karin has asked a very good question. They have asked, are most castles in Japan white? Now, I did another tour of a castle ruins earlier, and I also did a tour of a castle town before that. So this is the third castle town that we're getting to experience in my day to day. Generally, yes, white, because the walls inside are wooden and outside are plaster. However, there are accent colours, and there are some that are different, such as Motoyama, I can't remember the name. 1 second. Minamoto. I can't quite remember the name right now, but there is a black castle. There is a black castle I haven't seen yet. Okay, I stopped right there because for no reason it decided to do reconnecting. So I just stopped and didn't continue the conversation. I'm just a little bit worried that now Heygo is not going to save my full tour, which sucks. Anyway, let me continue from the exact point that I noticed it had stopped. Nagoya Castle is my favorite. It has this lovely turquoise green accent. I think it must be like when copper changes color to green. Matsumoto, that's the one. Thank you very much. The Golden Pavilion, I think that's King Kakuji. That is a temple in Kyoto, and it's very, very beautiful. Looks a bit like a castle, though. It's got the same kind of pointed towers that we'll talk about in a moment. A little bit high for the talking at the same time. It's a bit much. And Nagoya Castle has gold and green, which I really, really love. Oh, look, we've never seen the closed sign here before. So let me see. Right now it's 4:10, but I think I'm allowed to stay up here until 5 o'clock. That's not how long the tour is, though. Hi, Joan. And there are ones such as Himeji Castle, which I showed you a week ago, and that one is known as the White Heron Castle. So it is quite common for them to be white, and usually they have kind of grey, silvery-looking roofs. Here is your first little view of the castle. But earlier on, I did another tour of Azuchi Castle ruins, and we talked about that castle and learned that it was so tall. It was 7 tenshu's tall. 7 is it was 7. 1 was in the basement, but it was the tower size is very, very tall. And it's the reason that all castles in Japan look the way they do. It was completed in 1578, 1579, and all castles there after that one were sorry, I just got distracted by Joan then. Hi Joan, nice to see you checking in. All of the castles after that one had that same style, and that's what we know in Japanese castles today. A lot before that would have been burnt down, so there's not really any evidence of them, but they never really look like European ones for sure. This is the Jihosho, the time signal bell, and Choshoan, the bell house. This bell was recast in 1844 at the time of the 12th Lord Ii Naoaki. It was moved to the present position because the bell sound did not reach the northern end of the castle town. Now it is rung 5 times a day at 6, 9, 12, 3, and 6 p.m. Chief Minister Ii Naosuke, the 13th Lord, was fascinated by the tea ceremony, which he believed to have the same spirit as Zen. He practiced the tea ceremony diligently. Ichigo Ichie, the famous words which capture the spirit of tea ceremony, are found in the book Tan no Yu Ichie Shu, written by Ii Naosuke. Please enjoy the tea ceremony at the tea house, Choshoan, and experience Ii Naosuke's thoughts. But the tea house is closed now, usually for just 500 yen, a very small amount of money and much cheaper than if you were to go in a cafe in Japan for sure. Whereas things like ramen are very, very cheap here in Japan. If you were to go and get yourself a hot coffee and cake, it would probably cost you surprisingly more. The coffee itself costing a lot more than the cake. It's kind of the other way around in the UK where I'm from. But for 500 yen, you can usually get yourself some freshly made matcha tea made from very concentrated tea powder here in Japan. And you'll also get yourself wagashi, which is based on okashi. Kashi is sweet, and wa means Japanese style. So a Japanese style sweet that will often be made with azuki beans or pounded rice mochi. You can see some camellia leaves have dropped down on top of the bell tower over there. On top, on the roof. Looks quite nice, I think. So again, I'm going to step over that bit in the middle. Are you guys all okay? Are you flagging? Are you tired? We're coming up to the castle now. And this will be, we've still got some time left on the tour to walk around, and we've still got more cherry blossoms to see and the lake from higher points. But this is a little bit poignant for me right now because we're coming up to the final time I'll show Heygo live. Hikone Castle. So I don't really know what will be next in regards to the kind of things that I show and how I show them live. But I'm hoping for YouTube over time. So do give my channel a follow. I'm at MissKendalJames on everything. You got your coffee and a cat poking you to get some fuss. Hi, Karina. Nice to see you. It's so peaceful right now because it closes at 5 o'clock and we're close to, we've just passed the fourth hour. We've passed the fourth hour. What does that mean? We are experiencing it pretty quiet. It's a weekday and it's coming up to the very end of the blossom season. Up on this hill, a lot of the blossoms in the front of the castle where we are right now have actually blown away. But behind the castle, there's a whole grove of lots of cherry trees. So we're going to have a look at those. And I'm also going to show you the lake, which is much more visible right now. But first, isn't it lovely? Isn't it lovely, lovely, lovely? Now, interestingly, that tower, the very top one, is from Otsu city. Otsu is in Shiga. It's the capital of Shiga, where we are right now. And it just adds again to the Frankenstein effect of this castle, I think. So I'm going to go up over here and show you a little look over the city. The mountains are looking fine in the background. And then we can also have a look at the garden from the top. We're not going to go down into the garden today, but I have beautiful videos on YouTube. So go check them out. Oh, Karen says, I'm in denial, really, as anyone else. The 12th of April will be a shock, even though there was notice. Yeah, so actually, I'm not surprised. None of us guides knew, but I'm not surprised that it will be ending. And yet, 11 days to have planned everything and sorted everything else out is still not really long enough, really, is it? So yeah, it's a bit of a shock to myself too. In particular, my first minutes of every day are spent thinking, really? So even though I'm not shocked, I'm still surprised. So I just want to let everybody know on any of my tours that you have now, if you would like to leave any of your public information for social media in the chat for anyone else to gather, you are more than welcome to use this chat space for that. Please don't leave your phone numbers and addresses, but go ahead and leave public information here, and then your friends that you've made on Heygo can find a way to contact you still. So you're welcome to do that. You're also welcome to share links to your favorite guides. Don't forget to keep tipping your guides, the ones that you've really loved, because we've had so many costs and we were expecting to have income throughout the year from Heygo, and now we won't be. So yeah, do consider that. Oh, blossoms are flying. The blossoms are crying for us. I've got a branch on my head, excuse me. Even the birds are crying. Yeah, waking up to the reality again. It closes down at 5. Yes, Ginny, I do have to get down all those steps again. I've really been on one today, climbing up the mountains. Yeah. And Lynn says the news has shrunk. The news has sunk in, but it might be different on the day. Hi, Momiji. What a lovely name. Hi, Marcia. Lovely. 1 second. I've suddenly got a massive urge to pick up these fallen petals. How lovely do they look? Look at this. So many. They're so soft. So soft. Heart health, that's what we're going for. That's all right, I corrected your typo, I imagined. So this is the bit over here that looks into the city. And a long time ago, some of the gates were actually up in this direction, but they're not here anymore. They got moved to the other side. Shall I share it again? It is cemented in my head for how many times I said it. So I can share it for you if you like. Sharon says, I was remembering the phrase you shared the other day about the blossoms on the tree and on the floor. They are all perfect. Wendy says it's like confetti. Oh, Cheryl has put a parrot, a dove, a bluebird, some eggs, and 3 crying faces, and we understand exactly the sentiment. Oh, sorry, lovely. Oh, sorry, Cheryl, that was. Sorry, lovely. The clouds are looking epic over the top of the mountains right now. Okay, are you ready for a blossom serenade? A Japanese friend of mine caught wind of the fact that Heygo was closing, and he knows how important Heygo is to me. He doesn't talk to me very often, but he said, Kendall, I just heard the news. Are you okay? And are all of the voyagers okay? And he said, it seems quite fitting that Heygo is closing at the end of this cherry blossom time for us here in Shiga, at least in Japan, and for so many others, and the start of blossom season for others, depending on where you live. He said, it seems fitting and that there is a kind of proverb. Oh my goodness, eagle. This kind of falcon-like eagle. We'll see if we can catch it in them. Can you see that? He said there's a proverb in Japanese that I can't remember the Japanese for it. I'm afraid I didn't commit it to memory, but I can give it to you in English. He speaks very, very well in English, so he translated it for me, and it goes, I'm transfixed by this bird. It's definitely trying to catch a mouse or something down there. It's circling. I want it to go elsewhere. 1 second. Come on. Can you see it? I am following it. It's right in the middle of the screen. You have to have eagle eyes to see it, to be fair. Okay, it's going to play baseball. Okay, let me find a blossom, and then I'll share with you the little proverb. We can have a zoom on the blossom. My friend in English, he goes by the name of Joe. And he said, the blossoms that you see blooming on the trees and the blossoms that you see falling to pieces, they're all still the same blossoms. Which is lovely. Got no idea what it means, but thought it sounded nice. Just kidding. It means don't worry, even if we're all crumbling now, it's okay. It will all still be okay. It is profound. And look at the depth of those mountains, also so profound in my eyes. I love shots like this. I hope you guys do too. Beauty in both. And it's also the kind of sentiment that as they fall to the ground. So interestingly, let me say, in my first year in Japan, I witnessed the blossoms all falling to the ground, and I was so happy, and then I was so sad, and I wondered why and what and how can they go so fast? I only just got to know them, and they were so beautiful. And so I drew a tiny little comic book that I should probably share from one of my other sketchbooks. I drew myself in a very cute little way with a little yellow, maybe you say romper, like I look a bit like a little baby, but with my head. And it's me walking past underneath the blossoms. And I'll just depict it in words, but it's an illustration, a little comic book, just one page. And I gaze up at the blossoms and I see, wow, they're so beautiful. They're so amazing. And then it zooms into all of the blossoms and they're like, okay, guys, are you ready? They're on the tree and they're like, okay, let's do this. We waited all year for this. We did it. And all the little petals on each of the flowers, they all hold together from the little bits in the middle of the flower. They all hold together and they jump. They say, okay, jump! And each blossom leaps from the tree like it was its destiny to leap from the tree, and it's waited all year. And meanwhile, as all of the humans look on feeling so sad that the beautiful blossoms have come to an end far too soon, the blossoms actually feel a sense of achievement. They're so proud that they did the thing that they planned to do all year and they agreed to do in the last moment before they sank into the ground and became compost or nothing. And then it shows them sinking into the ground to become compost before all of that compost that they are, all of their nutrients just go back into the soil and back into the roots of the tree. And the tree charges up its energy to shoot those blossoms back out onto the tree again 1 year later. And it's a bit like a child on a slide. Again, we did it. Again, I want to do it again. So something that might seem so sad to others might actually be filled with so much opportunity to another. And so when some people tuned into my first tour after the news was announced, they were really surprised to hear my optimism about the future. And I would like to maintain that optimism. I believe that I will still be connected to you guys, and I believe that you still will be connected to each other. And if you find yourselves lost and you're worried that you can't find someone you were looking for, I believe that there is a big team of us that can help each other find the people that we need. So don't worry, be happy. There you go. Did you like my story? I've never said that out loud on Heygo before, and I've never described a comic book before. But if you'd like me to post a picture of it, I will. Diane says you should publish it. Mono no aware. Mono no aware. I can't remember the meaning of that, but I've definitely heard that phrase before. What does that mean? Or it is adorable. You should see the drawings to go with it, Suzanne. They are so cute. It's just on one page, and every petal of the blossoms has a face. And then there's little me wearing a little yellow romper, like a little grown-up baby. And you guys were the first to hear it. Oh, I just accidentally flashed back to a comment earlier from Karen that said, are there magnolia leaves? Are there magnolia trees? Yes, there are magnolia trees around, not so many. But in Nara, there are quite a lot near where the plum blossoms are. And when the magnolia leaves fall off the tree, the deer come and eat them. They love them. It's very cute. And they sound really juicy and crunchy, like when humans eat lettuce leaves. So I really like listening to deer eating magnolia petals. It's cute. The sentence your friend shared with you about the flowers is the philosophy of mono no aware. Just 1 second. The chat is hard to keep up with. The way, if I go to check back on it, it flicks around these days because the app is going through a little something. So bear with me. Let me see what I can find. Please, could you repeat it? The screen first. I don't know if it would have the same impact if I repeated it the next time. But I will post the little. I'll post the story. I might post it as a video. If I post it as a video, then I can explain it, and then there's clear copyright to it being my illustration when you see the illustration. Karina says, the same, Karen. It will hit me on Tuesday morning when I try to open the link to watch a tour and discover that it's vanished forever. But I've started the process of finding guides on YouTube. Hate to say goodbye since I just joined, but I'm falling asleep. Thank you for a lovely tour and hope to see you again on one of the tours before Tuesday night or morning. Thank you very much. That would be lovely to see you. Madeleine says, Mono no aware is a key term in Japanese culture. Mono means thing or things. Aware means feeling or sentiment, and the particle no indicates something as an object that an object possesses. So mono no aware signifies the deep feeling or pathos of things, the powerful emotions that objects can evoke or instill in us. Excellent, Madeleine. Perfect. Thank you very much. Mono no aware. That way I can also remember it myself very easily. Now, actually, I've heard of it from my Calm app. I listen to a kind of meditation app as I go to sleep, and that's where I heard mono no aware before. But thank you. My friend's proverb. Yes, I can repeat my friend's proverb. No problem. No problem, I can repeat that one. Repair the poem. Quick, repair the poem. We've got some more blossoms to see over here. Let me double check my time. Yeah, it's 4:30. I think that means I've still got time to draw a picture for myself as well, believe it or not. I was going to do a little painting too. I'll see if I can do that. I think I can fit that in. The tour actually ends in 2 minutes, but I'll give you a couple more than that. Now, what my friend said was, the blossoms that you see now in full bloom on the trees and the blossoms that you see fall to pieces, they are still the same blossoms. You say it's early in the morning there, so typos are understandable. Ooh, we have a pink carpet on the ground, which is just one of the beautiful ways in which you can enjoy this area, I think. Oh, I have to turn around. I have to turn around because some of my favourite views of the castle are from this angle. And I almost forgot. Look at this. Gorgeous. Oh, saying time to go. And here. Isn't it lovely? Like the tree is just perfectly formed for it. That's okay. I love it when Japanese people are like, "Oh, I can speak the English I know." And I'm like, "Sumimasen, dozo." And they're like, "I'm sorry," or "It's okay." So I usually grace them with a little bit of English back to show them that they did it correctly. Look at the pink carpet. So lucky. So cute. Now, I want to paint a picture, and I thought I was going to paint the castle, but maybe I will paint the blossoms. Now, if you would like to stay with me, you're welcome to. It is the end of the tour now. There's so much more to see, but you'll have to check those out on my YouTube videos. So if you'd like to stay with me for a bit longer, you can. I'm going to do a painting outside in my sketchbook and then maybe add a couple of little details if I can get it to dry in time. It looks like it's snowing here right now. Can you believe this scene in the background? Yeah, lovely. Yeah, I think they have swept the there's a toilet in the background. They have swept the blossoms off the ground. Yeah, I'm thinking this. Yeah, the closing announcement was so polite, wasn't it? So let me see. I think I've got plenty of battery. Yeah. So I'd like to thank you all very nice. I'm sorry, I was reading your comment at the same time. I'd like to thank you all very nicely. In fact, I can give you a picture of me in my clothes as I stand over here, if you like, because we're limited on times that you'll see your guides. So let me let you have a picture. Please, if someone would type in my linktr account, that would be really great. So linktr.ee/MissKendalJames, and then you can find all of my links to buy me a coffee, to my GoFundMe to help me get back to the UK because my friends have set that up for me, my YouTube and everything. So thank you very much, Suzanne, and thank you so much for sharing my YouTube just there. Oh, wait, nice to do that. Thank you. Right, 1 second, I'll go get you a little picture with me. Inspired by the great Hikonyan, the darling of Hikone city. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Madeleine. Okay, so coming back for a visit. Yeah, I'm coming back to the UK. There is actually a video on YouTube. It's got my face on it. I think it was the maybe 5th video ago. If I could encourage you to go and check out that video, you can hear what's coming up next in my life. I'd appreciate that. And I think you might get a lot out of it, and you can hear me be myself. You might like that. So yeah, you can hear a bit about what I'm doing, where I'm going, answer a couple of questions. I've decided I'm not really answering questions on the fact because there's so many things to think about, and the cost is astronomical. So it makes me feel a bit sick even thinking about it. So I don't think they're going to kick me out of this area just yet. I'm going to take 10 minutes to do a little drawing. So if anyone's got any questions for me, you're welcome to ask the questions. And I have got this here, little paint set. I'm going to do a little bit of painting. That's all right. You go ahead and disappear now if you need to. I'm going to set up my colours. Set up my colours just here and my paints. And I'm going to try and paint the essence of the scene that we're looking at right now. So you can see I did a little bit of that earlier today with Omi Hachima. Just gonna get the essence of it. You don't have to put too much time into it. And then this is Azuchi. What time of the year do I think is nicest to visit Japan? You like the idea of me making my own travel paint set? Thank you. Made with a makeup case from Daiso. The best time of year, in my personal opinion, is to come in October and November. Now, it is one of the many rainy seasons during one of those months, usually October, but November for autumn, I think, is the nicest. Or that very cusp where November and December collide, because then you can see the illuminations too. So that's when I advise. The temperature is perfect, and the temperature is perfect, which is the best thing, because it's kind of muggy and humid right now, which really sucks. And you can have the lights and you can have the red leaves. And the red leaves are something else. They last for longer. They look gorgeous as they're green and yellow and more. And I just recommend that. So I got my little book here. Let's see if I can do it with you guys looking a little bit. I'm going to try and get the brown of the path coming through. Diane says, the tour was a great start to my day. You love fall leaf viewing. Exactly. I would love to visit in November because it's your birthday. It's a dream. I would love you to visit in November because then I can come and see you. Or you can come and see me, or vice versa. That would be awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go for a little path here. I'm not too precious about what I'm doing. And you might think, it's dripping or something. I don't really care. That adds to the moment. We know that I was painting it with it up really high. And in the background, we have some fences. And in a second, I'll go dry to have the trees in there as well. I'm going to get some green dotted around in the middle. Kind of light. You're going to see it all come together with any luck. Again, doing it in seconds if I can get away with seconds and minutes. So let's see. I want a little bit of, one second, in my little case here, I've got some kitchen towel underneath. So I'm going to get a kitchen towel piece out. Here we go. Use that so I can clean my brush a little bit. So, hi everybody. No problem if you guys want to go, but if you'd like to see what comes of this, you're more than welcome to stay. Right, there's quite a lot of blue up here, but then it kind of turns to white in the distance. I do like the idea of being able to see a little bit of Lake Biwa just across here, but that would be... I might do it anyway. I think I might add a little hint of the mountains and then a little hint of Lake Biwa, because it's my art, so I get to choose whether or not it looks exactly like the thing that's in front of me or not. It is my interpretation. And while I've got you here, I'd like you all to know that I have an artistic license for you to use as you wish, and I'll give it to you in a minute. I'll give it to you in a minute. Don't you ever let someone tell you you can't make art the way you want to. Now, if you are making art that is outright offensive to people, then that sucks. But as long as you're not intending to be offensive, then there's not actually a problem. If you do offensive with intent, then you deal with that yourself. But if you make art that happens to offend someone, then you can apologize, but that's on them, to be honest. I personally like to teach people not to be so offended. Right, I'm going to do a hint of the mountains in the background. Now, I like to make it look like you can see their edge, but then it fades into nothingness, just like that. Can you see a little hint of that? Just there? Yeah, Jubilee says visited at Christmas and it was lovely. So that's why I recommend that cusp from November to December. It's great. You get to see the leaves looking their best and you get to see the illuminations because Japan loves doing that Christmassy effect. Now I'm going to put another straight line just along here, all for Lake Biwa itself. Try and keep it straight for that. And then in front of that, I need to put brown. So I'm just going to let that dry. Might not be coming out so perfectly, but that's okay. Let me see. Just lean. Oh, there, that was my hair. Just going to lean across. I'm going to put green and yellow together to try and make the leaves that seem to be turning green and yellow at the top. If I put the yellowish color in the background, then I can build up with green. Maybe a bit too much coming up here, but let me show you how I rectify that. Just dab. I appreciate you guys have opted to stay with me doing this. It's nice of you. people on Heygo have often said, Kendall, do it outside, do these outside. And I'm like, I don't know, I'll do it eventually. But you know what? If there's a time to do it, time to do it is now. If something's worth doing, start doing it yesterday, my friends. Okay, I'm going slightly dry with the brush here to try and get the effect of some of the leaves. And then I'm going to come in with the bark first blossoms, and then brown is stronger. So I'm going to put the bark of the trunks of the trees here as well, just after. Okay. So I've only got primary colours here and brown and white. So I'm mixing up the colours myself. So I have to make a really light pink by just using a really watery version of the red. So watery red is going to be our pink. If it goes too red like that, no worries. Just get rid of a little bit of that there and put more water on it. If some goes muddy, that's fine. Let it be. 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 By the way, we've got karaoke coming up in a couple of nights. I'm going to do karaoke. Okay, there we go. We've got the primitive outline here. That's your favorite song. Hi, Lillian. We're doing Plein Air, my friend. Sketching live outside. Right, we're going to get some trunks in. I think I need to get a bit more solid on the colour and a bit more light on the water to try and get it to look a little bit more dry brush. Note how I'm holding my paintbrush towards the end to try and get that interesting wiggly wiggle effect of branches. So many people try to do things in nature by holding the pencil really, really tightly and wondering why it's coming out not looking quite as relaxed as they'd hoped. And it's just because you got tension. And interestingly, in Japanese, tension is a good thing. It means very energetic. So the katakana word tension is energetic in Japanese. But in English, it usually just means too tight and in an uncomfortable way, right? Ooh, you like the Aretha Franklin version? That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. Okay. I'm gonna mix a bit of dark blue. I'm gonna mix this blue into the brown to try and make the brown come out a bit darker. Let's see what I can do. Yeah, there we go. Brown coming out a bit darker. Now this one is in the foreground. Actually, I've put this tree a bit too far forwards, but I've got my artistic license, so I'm gonna pretend it's in the proper foreground. That's my prerogative. A bit too much blue up there, so I'm just going to add a bit more of that brown in. No problem. If your work goes wrong, just go over it. It's fine. And also, wrong to who? Who cares? Who minds? すみません。ありがとうございます。I think I'm having my picture taken behind. I don't think that's a very good angle for me, but that's fine. Okay. I think everyone else is kind of racing to get back down the hill, but I'm all right for now. So very impressionistic here. Actually, there are still people walking around, so I'm not too worried. Now, there's a fence in the background, and there's little hints of stumps and things around here, so I'm just going to add a couple of little hints of stumps. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to add a couple of little details for the blossoms. So if you've just come in, I don't think anyone has. Oh, Caroline L has just come in. This is just near the end of the tour. We're just having a little bit of fun, creating a little memory for me of here, and perhaps a memory for you of the time that British girl did a painting outside near the castle. もちろん大丈夫です。いやいや、勉強中です。Bye bye. Okay, there's a fence in the background. I'm going to I'm going to swap to pencil to do the fence in the background. And also there's little tiny tufts of grass around. So I'm going to do a hint of some of those with a little bit of green all around the bottom of the tree and a few bits of pink up in the sky, and then we're going to get on the pencil. Thank you. You know, a diamond is just a piece of charcoal that handled pressure exceptionally well. That's true. That's true. Hi, Letitia. Is that it? Letitia, I think so. Okay. Right, we want some pink blossoms up here. Try and mimic that. Oh, a little bit too much there. No worries. We're not going to freak out unless it's disco. Okay. And may I just ask you guys to continue to review me, okay? If you leave a review for me, I'll be very, very grateful, because I'm going to be recording all of my reviews as a reference of my work here on Heygo. So do continue to leave those. Right, don't want it to get too muddy looking, so I'm going to leave that as it is for now and just add a little bit of pencil in a minute. Thank you very much for saying you like it. Just a second. Okay, can you see me? Yeah. So it's dry in a few places. What I'm going to do is add the fence in the background, but I'm not too precious about it. We're just here to get a memory of the day, right? So normally I would probably just do one line, one line, one line, but I'm not leaning on anything, so it's a little bit difficult. So this is going to be the fence. Actually, it's the lake in the background, but a little bit peculiar because, of course, it makes it look like perspective is all different angle, but it doesn't matter. If I try and keep that straight, no worries. Go in with a little bit more brown on some of the trees just to make them stand out. I've got to not go over some bits because it'll pick up the paper. By pick up the paper, I mean that because it's still wet, it's gonna ruin the condition of the paper. Did you see the blossoms just fall all around me just then? And just to finish, a little extra, a couple more little bits of green for a little spikes of green for the grass, and then a couple of little circles to imply the blossoms. But there's little bits of grass just around here. Is that on the shot? Yeah. And if you want to kind of practice doing this kind of thing with me or see me do more of it, guaranteed that's going to be on Instagram and YouTube. So do give me a follow and see what you think. I'm going to use a kind of purple to show some of the blossoms in the foreground. You don't have to do everything. That's a metaphor for life. You don't have to do everything. You can just do a little bit. The rest will be implied. Everyone will work out the rest. Okay, I'm just going to add the date. Just down here, 23rd, 2023. It is the, it is the 4th moon and it is the 6th sun. There you go. Finished. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you had a really lovely time. I love the art notebooks and sketching. Started mine after you did yours. Thank you so much, lovelies. I hope you had a great time. And I hope you'll join me again in the future. I've got all of my tours are up ready for you to see, so do consider having a little look. Okay, and don't forget to make marks. Healthy ones. Make healthy marks. Bye. Thank you very much for your tips, reviews, and shares. Share the pictures, do everything. See you later.